Thank you, Angel. It's such an honor to be here. Welcome, everyone. How's everyone flowing and feeling? Feel free to use the chat. It's such an honor to be here. I'd love to take just a moment and just ground into this space and just shed so much gratitude to everyone who brought this co-creation into fruition, brought it into the physical, into the virtual. Just setting so much love and gratitude for each beautiful puzzle piece that made this co-creation exist as we here are weaving the web of the new earth that is already here. We're just the little spores and just activating the interconnectivity and the remembrance of this new earth. And it's almost like, if anyone has followed me, I've talked a little bit about the mycelium network and how we can look at the mycelium network as sort of an infrastructure of how us grid workers do our work, how us all coming online, both like in our own practices and physically online, is creating this circuitry, this interconnectivity that is igniting all the codes and the ley lines here for the new earth to really blossom and take up, to truly blossom into the physical, because that's what we're doing. The new earth is here. We're, heaven is already aligned with the frequency of earth, and we are just here as grid workers activating the little key codes on the nodules of the interconnectivity of the web of consciousness here on earth, and it's all coming online. So thank you all for being here. Thank you for hearing the call and coming to the sacred gathering. Thank you for bringing your wisdom and your codes. Let's just ground in and take a deep breath in through the heart space. Exhaling, releasing. Coming into this space. Opening up the heart. To receive all of the codes. So originally I was going to talk about the multidimensionality of Gaia, and I think that will come through, but just tapping into this space, I feel the call of just talking about grid work and what it means to be a grid worker and what it means to be a starseed here on Earth. So just drawing out this visualization of the interconnectivity of all of our consciousness, of those who are weaving the web of this new earth. It is so important for starseeds to connect with Gaia and to remember that we chose Gaia and Gaia chose us. We could have chose any planet, and we have chosen many planets, many different star systems to incarnate on, to learn from the ecosystem, the environment, the dimensionality of the planet, and we chose Earth for this time, and that is such an honor. And I'd love to just invite everyone just to take a deep breath in and feel the resonance of that frequency, that not only did we choose Gaia, but Gaia chose us. She chose us. She's like, I want that little star, see that little, and they're gonna do this, and just feeling into that knowing that, and that connection with our Divine Mother, with Gaia, and feeling how much honor and how proud she is for us remembering the mission, for us remembering to commune with her, to taste her fruits, to taste all of the frequencies, to listen to the birds, to work with the elements in body. We chose this dimensional playground, and what an honor to be here. So to talk a little bit about the multidimensionality of Gaia, I felt the call, I used to live in New York City and Brooklyn, and used to dream of having more space to commune with Gaia, because it is something that is so important to me and something that comes so naturally. And right now I have like a little bit of land, and it's not mine, but I get to plant on the land and commune with the land and do grid work with the sacred space. And when we allow ourselves to invite all of our senses into the co-creation of being here on Gaia, we elevate our experience. We elevate the frequency field to which we can tap into with Gaia. So when we grow our own herbs and pray over these herbs and make tea or add them to a smoothie, we allow ourselves to merge with the frequency of the land that we're living upon. And this is why it's so important to know where your water comes from. And if you are accessible to springs, you could go to like findaspring.com and find a spring near you. But when you drink the water from the land, you merge with her frequency. You feel her frequency embody. And when you merge with Gaia, she shows you the mission. She shows you how to use her elements to elevate your elements, to elevate your gifts, and to be in this fluid co-creation with Gaia, healing, restoring, activating, elevating all of Gaia. So that's just a little message to really commune with Gaia in any way that you feel called to. Grow an herb. You don't need to know how to grow. You don't need to be an herbalist. You don't need any of these labels. They are a thing of the past. But allow yourself to play with the frequencies. Get an exotic fruit next time you go to the grocery store and merge with that frequency. See what that frequency has to offer you. Because every time I eat a really nutritious, raw, exotic meal, I always joke, I'm like, guys, this is why we came to Earth. We came to Earth to taste the multidimensionality and frequencies in other timelines and other higher states of consciousness, as we are, in many dimensions simultaneously, many incarnations simultaneously. We came to Earth to taste the multidimensionality of experience, of a consciousness, to taste a mint leaf and to embody that frequency. So this is a huge gift that we're given as being inhabitants of Gaia. So, someone said I'm going to drink some amazing water right now. So, me too. Yes, it's so powerful to tap into the ley lines of wherever the fruit you're eating comes from, and you can quantum leap to that ley line while you're merging with the frequency, and shed love and gratitude to the tree that grew the banana, to however the banana got to you. And this is a wonderful way of using your consciousness, using your experience of experiencing frequency to merge with a ley line, to merge with a specific essence, with a flower essence. And this is a quantum grid work. So we think grid work is mainly just our feet on the ground, our bare feet on the ground, feeling Gaia with our hands, but we can do all of this quantumly too. So if you can just tune into your heart, we'll do a little experiment, a little experience experiment of just tuning in. And to begin to envision and take yourself back in time to a wonderful moment where you had a decadent, delicious piece of Gaia, a fruit. Any fruit, doesn't matter where it came from, how it arrived within your awareness. Just tapping into that remembrance of communing with some sacred byproduct of Gaia, and feeling the frequency of this beautiful fruit. Seeing how it activates the cells in your being. Like every seed is an embryo of infinite possibilities waiting to be birthed within you. And when we commune with the fruit and all that Gaia gives to us, we tap into the infinite potentiality of our consciousness, the infinite potentiality of communing with Gaia, of the co-creation with Gaia. And feeling the potency of this beautiful fruit, begin to see the tree, the bush that it emerged from. Seeing this tree, this bush, in just beautiful crystalline light. Shedding so much gratitude for its ability to produce such sacred essences. And as you're feeling the frequency of this beautiful plant, allow yourself through your consciousness to experience embodying the frequency of this fruit. Allowing your consciousness to drift to that beautiful piece of land to which this fruit originated on. Shedding love for the light that has nourished this plant. Shedding gratitude for the ground and the roots that hold this plant to produce, to emanate and grow its sacred essences. Begin to shed so much gratitude and allow your consciousness to zoom out, to zoom to a larger sphere, to see all the fruit trees, all of Gaia emanating this crystalline light, producing such high frequency foods and fruits and essences to commune with all the inhabitants of Gaia, feeling the omnipresence of the energy swirling through Gaia. And as you zoom your consciousness out, begin to see a beautiful web encompassing around Gaia, activating all of the beautiful reflections, external reflections of her magnificence. Seeing the diversity, feeling how magnetic Gaia is, how truly beautiful she is, how much she holds and offers us. Taking a deep breath in from the heart space, exhaling, releasing, coming back into this space. I didn't know I was going to talk about food today. Yay! I had a beautiful exotic melon this morning that I found. So I think that's where this all was inspired from. I did this while holding a banana and it was buzzing. Yes, this is something you can do when you commune with your food. Yes, feeling into the essence, feeling into the divine signature, the blueprint to which you're about to consume and embody. Yeah, so I'd love to just traverse into seeing the multidimensionality of Gaia. We tapped into a little bit of feeling and embodying the multidimensionality through tasting her fruits, through tasting all of the sacred treats that she makes for us. And another thing of really tapping into the multidimensionality of the self and the multidimensionality of Gaia, which are two sides of the same coin, is really all about working with the elemental realm, clearing the third eye, allowing yourself to see the energy past its physicality here on the earth plane. So it's so easy, and we're programmed to really just see what's in front of you, see what's on paper. But when you allow yourself to see beyond the veil, and how we see beyond the veil is completely different for every being. So the way we see beyond the veil, there are many different tactics, but one that really helps a lot of people is a soft gaze. So squinting the eyes and allow yourself to go out in nature. ideally around golden hour when the sun is rising or the sun is setting, because that's when the veils between dimensions in the physicality of Gaia is the thinnest. So when you go out during these times and you ask the elementals to show themselves to you, when you ask the multidimensionality of the earth sphere to commune and communicate with you, you open up the field of vision, the frequency field of vision of the invisible realm. So this is a very important tactic when we talk about multidimensionality, expanding our consciousness, expanding our ability to bloom multidimensionally. A lot is we are so programmed in this human vessel to only believe things once we see them. So what we have to do is allow ourselves to see before we believe, and allowing the imagination. Your imagination is your key to transcendence. It's your key to understanding your gifts. It's your key to seeing all that is available here on Gaia, all that is available here in the interconnectivity of consciousness. So when you allow your third eye to open and you allow yourself to see the energy waves and the intermingling and interconnectivity of the fields of frequency around you, you start understanding how you can move and work with energy. You start to see the auras of the tree, and you start to see where there's healing needing to be made, perhaps on the tree or the land. And this becomes so abundantly clear when we tap into the invisible realm. You'll see fairies working on like a specific point of land, and you'll start to feel the energetic signature of that land and that what they're doing, and then unlocks the codes of how we are all elementals, how we're all working our way upon Gaia, loosening up the soil, embedding light codes into her. So this just activates the divine remembrance of the so many different ways we can commune with Gaia, so many different ways of working with energy with Gaia. So I definitely empower you to find a sacred space, find a tree, sit upon her roots, and just allow yourself to see beyond the veil, to allow all of what you believe to be true to take a step to the side, and to allow yourself to see the interconnectivity, how the bushes on different sides of the land are communicating through the ethers, through the pollinators, through the birds, and you start seeing these webs and these intricacies of energy weaving, healing, co-creating. And it's such an expansive journey into understanding how to commune with Gaia. Beautiful. I'd love to ask, how long do you want me to go for? Because I can flow. I'll flow until I get an answer. As long as possible. 10 to 15 is perfect. So let's talk a little bit. We'll bring it back a circle of like grid work and how to do grid work. How you're already doing grid work. Your existence is grid work. You chose Gaia, you came to Gaia, you're remembering the mission, and as you travel along the earth plane, you continue to receive information of how you can work with Gaia, how you can activate more of the divine remembrance of what you came here on earth to do. And as you go upon the earth, and you don't have to go far, it can be a circle in your backyard, you will remember, you will activate. And this is what grid work is. And when we do grid work, when we travel a little bit, we allow. So I truly believe that, separation has come in many forms here on this plane. When Earth was created, separation wasn't really in the woodworking and in the blueprint. It kind of evolved over conflict, over fear. As fear manifested upon the earth plane many moons ago, separation started to emerge. But at its core, the interconnectivity of Gaia is so profound. The diversity of Gaia is so profound. I truly believe it is one of the most diverse ecospheres in our universe. And, you know, I don't have proof of that, but it seems abundantly obvious to me. As always, take what resonates, leave the rest. But Earth was truly created in oneness, in interconnectivity. So when we do grid work and we travel along the Earth plane, we activate the remembrance of Gaia, of oneness, of interconnectivity. We bring the frequency of New York City to California, and California remembers New York. California remembers the songs of the land, just by you seeding your frequency in wherever you go. So wherever you travel, and the more you travel, you become almost like as clear as can be. It is true. You can be as clear as a channel as you are, but you still have the power to harness and to almost have all of these frequencies in your back pocket. And Gaia feels these because she is so attuned to the full spectrum of frequency that you can be a clear channel, but it's still just embedded within your auric field of all the travels that you've done, all the frequencies you've worked with. And Gaia gets to remember different parts of herself through the grid workers. So that's really the key. And what a beautiful gift to assist Gaia in her remembrance of wholeness as she does the same for us. So as we travel, we access new dimensional codes of wisdom, of our mission. And as we do that, we are giving back to Gaia immediately by giving her the remembrance of the frequencies of everything that we've gone through. And this can be locations, emotions, every little thing that our human vessel and consciousness experiences on the earth plane. We get to bring that back to Gaia in a different place, and she remembers, and it starts activating the grid beneath the surface. So, you know, we have our ley lines, we have the mycelium network, we have the crystal kingdom, we have all of this infrastructure within Gaia holding so much frequency resonance. When there are connections that ignite and resonate with her, it activates light codes, it activates, you know, a crystal within the core, you know, beaming off frequency just because you are in Costa Rica doing a meditation, whatever it may be. So when we do this grid work, we are bringing this remembrance for all of Gaia to awaken. As we awaken, we awaken. And so this, while, you know, you can travel and do that, and that's, you know, obviously a luxury and a privilege to travel, we do this quantumly. We do this, you know, we tap into the frequency of something, and we bring it down to where we are in the now moment. So this is why meditation and connecting with fellow grid workers and light workers, this is so important, because we're reweaving the unity consciousness here on Gaia. And that is such a powerful gift and mission to do. And that's why, you know, following your excitement, reaching out to people you see on Instagram, doesn't matter how many followers they have, doesn't matter where they are, doesn't matter any of the silly little limitations that come into our human mind. Connect with them. If you feel a resonance to connect with a person, a place, a thing, whatever, connect. Follow your excitement, because that connection, it's a disservice to the self and your ascension by not following those connections through. And those who work with me one-on-one know that, like, something that I always say is follow your excitement in every now moment, because you'll never be led wrong. You'll never be led down a different direction, or, it's so divinely guided. And when we follow our excitement, it's not only that which is magneticizing us to the excitement, it's also the frequency of us knowing the other side of the excitement that is making us excited. We live in a paradoxical universe, or, it's funny like that. So we think, oh, I'm excited to do this. And it's actually the body remembering the doing of it, because it's already happened. So when you follow your excitement, you activate a divine flow of bliss within your blueprint, within your travels, within all the work that you're doing. And then this just propels you forward into feeling and being in the flow of the bliss frequency. And you allow that to be your baseline frequency as you follow your excitement. And that's how we web, and that's how we weave. And when we are weaving in the state of the bliss frequency, the collective vibrates so much higher. The collective ascends so much faster. So if you take anything away from this, eat your fruit. What else did I say? Eat your fruit and follow your excitement. Commune with Gaia and follow your excitement in every now moment. If you wake up one day and you're like, I need to go on a hike, and you just follow your excitement. You don't know where you're gonna go for a hike, but you just follow it. You know that's where you're supposed to be, and that's where you're gonna be, because that's where you're supposed to be. So when we follow those hints, these are downloads. These are our oversoul and our consciousness being like, you need to go do this to experience this. And you don't need to know. And you can probably go and do a million things that are following your excitement and not know why you had to do that until later. And this is part of the integration of all of the activations that come through on the earth plane, that come through in our consciousness. So as you activate your excitement and you activate that through line of following your bliss, everything activates. Everything is remembered. Because when you're following excitement, when you're following the flow, it's the resistance and rigidity that creates disconnect and dissonance. So when you're in the flow, when you're in your excitement, when you're following your bliss, nothing comes into your way. Nothing can penetrate your auric field that's going to bring you into dissonance. When you're not following your excitement, that's when you get caught with the resistance, the rigidity, and the dissonance. So when you're following your excitement, you're flowing with ease on that bliss frequency. Beautiful. Yeah, I'd love to just, how are we doing on time? Beautiful. I'd love to sink into just a quick little 5-minute meditation, just to let all of what came through to integrate, and just to connect with all of you beautiful beings in this beautiful container. We have 50 beautiful beings here. So let's tune in to our hearts. Feeling the interconnectivity, feeling all of the beautiful beings that are here and now in this space with us, feeling their unconditional love, feeling their bliss, feeling their excitement, feeling their remembrance. And as you breathe into the heart, begin to envision a beautiful blue light, a beautiful blue light of energy beginning to emanate from your heart space, activating your being, activating all the essence that you are. Tuning in and just visualizing this blue light activating within your heart chakra. Breathing in, activating this blue light. And as you exhale, allowing it to emanate into the ethers. And as you activate your third eye and allow your consciousness to rise, begin to see all of these little blue lights lighting up on Earth. All of the hearts of the participants here activating. Breathing into your heart, breathing into this blue light. And as you exhale, begin to envision light weaving, energetic light weaving into each participant, each blue light activated on the earth plane, creating this beautiful web of circuitry, of co-creation, of interconnectivity. Feeling the connection grow stronger, feeling the strength of unification. And as we all stand with our hearts activated, connected to one another, let's take a deep breath in together into the heart space. Feeling up that blue light, and as you exhale, envision sending your energetic current into this web of co-creation, here and now, healing Gaia, healing all of her inhabitants, elevating the frequency of the collective. Feeling the frequency of the whole rise. Taking a deep breath into the heart space, into this blue light. And exhaling, releasing, feeling this intricate web of creation. Allowing this infrastructure, this interconnectivity to continue to emanate, to heal the ethers of Gaia for eternity. We have activated a powerful grid together, brothers and sisters. Thank you for being here. Thank you for activating your heart space. Thank you for remembering that unification. Bring us all home into divine remembrance that we are all source consciousness. Taking a few more deep breaths. And allowing yourself to open up the eyes softly and to come back into this space. Thank you all for this beautiful co-creation.